Across Newcastle and the Hunter, 2NURFM 103.7 as we take a look at some of the things happening in the world of science. We do that with our Professor of Science from the University of Newcastle, John O'Connor. Firstly, John, good morning to you. How are you surviving your place? You got no power at the moment. What's going on?
Oh, they're doing a bit of maintenance work there.
Yeah.
Gives a good reason to get out of the place.
Well, you can't do anything, so you might as well get out and enjoy what else is happening out there. The gang at MIT, once again, have been very, very busy, and a wearable device that will actually be able to take a look inside. Take us through this one, John.
Yeah, that's right. There are a lot of wearable devices that measure things on the surface. You know, people have fitness devices that can measure their pulse rate, or they can measure sweat and metabolites and electrical signals. But actually getting information from the inside is tough. And so they've been working on an ultrasound device. Now, people are familiar with ultrasound, and baby pictures are taken of babies before they're born, and people have seen these, and they're quite it's quite bulky equipment. And there have been attempts in the past to get an ultrasound device, and they've been flexible things that fit around, fit to the curve of your body. And that has two problems. Having a curved surface that can move means it degrades the resolution. It doesn't produce good images.
So the quality's not that great.
That's right. And also, because it's stretchable, you can't put as many sensors in there. So the resolution isn't as good for that as well. And they've gotten around this by using a solid piezoelectric device. This is like a very thin slab of ceramic, and then they couple that to the body with a stretchable gel. And so now, being a solid device, you get rid of the problem of being flexible and therefore degrading the signal. And also, because it is a solid device, you can put more sensors in there, so you get better resolution. So this thing's about the size of a postage stamp. But
that's pretty small, considering you started this by talking about big, bulky equipment.
That's right. But if you look at ultrasound, they've got big, bulky equipment sitting there, but it's a handheld device. They run over people. That's right. And so this device now can be used without all that big, bulky equipment that is attached to that little handheld device, and so it can now measure things while people are doing things. So while you're jogging, it could monitor your heart and look at the blood flow, the pulsing, so forth. It can look at the carotid artery and the jugular vein. It can look at your digestive system, see what's happening as the food works its way through. And these things are now possible without having all that bulky equipment. This is a proof of concept. The challenge is now to now do a few add-ons, make it Wi-Fi compatible so it can transmit the signals to an external device, and perhaps even throw in some artificial intelligence so that it can actually do some analysis while it's going along. So rather than you wear this device for 48 hours and then download a whole lot of information and someone peers through it, it can sit there and monitor it and go, oh well, just a minute, there was something very interesting happened then, and then whoever's ultimately going to interrogate this and make some sort of come to some sort of diagnosis or conclusion about it, they can actually pick out the important parts.
So it seems that the real trick here is to turn this into a way of capturing real life data as it's happening, as opposed to looking at it down the road.
That's right. If you've got a heart condition that only really fires up under exercise, lying on a couch, in a surgery or something, is really not going to do it. And the same thing with things like even the carotid artery. They can monitor blood flow in that. If it changes between lying down and standing up, it's a bit hard for someone to put a probe on your neck and say, okay, now stand up, and try and follow you as you go. And so this thing can actually do it continuously and see if there are things that have changed. And it can actually look at the process of you filling and emptying your stomach. So if you've got a problem where your stomach is very slow at emptying for some reason, it can actually track how full the stomach is, and therefore look at whether your metabolism, or I shouldn't say metabolism, your digestive system is as responsive as it's expected to be.
It seems like the more these devices get, the more compact they are, the more real-life data we're getting, and there might be a key to preventing further problems by having access to this quicker.
Giving us information we couldn't get any other way. It's brilliant.
Sounds pretty good, John. We'll look forward to see how that goes. Thank you, as always, for your time.
Thanks, Mark.
Our Professor of Science out of the University of Newcastle, John O'Connor, right here at 2NURFM 103.7.
A broadcast service of the University of Newcastle.